So excited to meet all of you. It has been a journey the last 2 weeks, to say the least. Eshots and Bias are just that much more exciting to me. Um, so listen, I want to dive in, and I'm so excited. And as I've been talking and really kind of praying, processing where we're at in this year, again, like I just said a couple of minutes ago, I think it's so important that this night right here, we're just playing full out, and we just engage in the chats as we do, and really finish this last month into tomorrow, starting tomorrow strong. So before diving into it, I wanted to make a quick announcement. First, we have a couple of exciting things happening tomorrow. Anybody know what's happening tomorrow? We have a couple of things maybe taking place, launching. We have a couple of things, a little apple cinnamon crisp new whole blend bar. This thing is off the chain. We have a little shake drop. Oh, you can come over to the McLeod household and get a sample. Just kidding. I'll leave it on the front porch. Caramel brulee. This is any caramel fans? Any caramel fans? This is caramel. I know my mom is. Caramel, amazing. Caramel, however you say it. And then last, and I think these are the most dangerous new product, limited edition product we have, the new chocolate walnut snack bites, Cleanse Day approved. It's like a brownie in your mouth. And it's just like the other snack bites. They help suppress hunger. They're great for cleanse days, help your body with curbing those cravings. And you guys, tomorrow, these are all launching. So you can get the bundle. Tomorrow you're going to get the bundle, or you can't get the bundle, and that's going to be $99. I believe the bundle comes out to, where you can get all of these products, and you get the Pro Mix little shaker cup as well. That's launching tomorrow. I know I've spoken with a couple of people about following up with people who are in your organization who have bought seasonal shakes in the past. Dom did an amazing video on Freedom Living Team Business about how to make custom lists and reach back out to people who maybe have gotten birthday cake in the past or a limited flavor, going back and touching base with them tomorrow, saying, hey, there's a holiday catalog, holiday bundle with an assortment of flavors for perfect, this time of year, to add to your cupboard or just snacks around the house during this year. So that is incredibly exciting tomorrow. If you have any questions, feel free to holler at me. So I want to talk about this. I want you all to think. First off, let's just sync up. I want everybody, wherever you're at, I want you to take a big inhale. Let it out. One more. Now, as we all sit here, I want you and I want us all to reflect and think for 1 second about something that you have done that is incredibly hard in your life. I want you to think of something that you've done, a challenge that you've overcome, an obstacle that you have slayed, a challenge, a mountain that you maybe saw in front of you that you thought you couldn't climb, and now hindsight, you are better off because of it. I want you to, this is what this call is kind of going to look like tonight. So I want you to sit and really think. Anybody have anything? I'm not going to call on you, don't worry, but anybody have you thought of anything? Show of hands. Anybody thought of anything? Okay. If you haven't, we're going to keep thinking. I want you to think and sit. What is something that you've overcome? What is something in the past that you said, you know what, this is really hard. I don't know if I can actually do this. And it turns out you conquered it. You overcame it. You grew through it. You battled through it. Is anybody brave enough to type in the chats something that they have done that's incredibly hard in their life? I would love if there's some engagement. And if there was a couple, or everybody just saying, hey, this is something I did really hard. Maybe I moved across the country. Maybe I took on a lot of courses, and I didn't know that one time I could actually do that. I took 21 hours. Maybe I mothered 4 or 5 kids, and at one point I never thought I could be a mom. Maybe it was, I got myself into the gym when at first I walked into the gym and I was more intimidated by looking at all of the people around lifting weights that I was so scared and insecure in my own skin. And here you are now in the gym. I love this. Keep putting these in the chats. Getting over caring what people think about what I'm doing. I love that, Rebecca. Putting my marriage back together, Becca. That's real. That's hard. And that's incredible that you overcame that you worked through that. I learned to solo travel, started a nursing school. Love that. Drove to New Mexico. Hard things. Guys, these are all hard things. Survived full-time work and school, living in New York City. That sounds challenging. Stepped out of my faith and obedience and quit my job without having a plan B. Beautiful. I want you to sit and I want you to think and go back. Because can we all agree that this year maybe has brought out some qualities in us that have required some stretching and growing? Can we all agree that maybe this year has thrown us some curveballs that has maybe had where we've had to change our expectations of what this year was going to look like, what our goals were going to look like, what our relationships were going to look like? Yes, and I love how Gina said these are amazing. Congrats to each one of you. Everything that everybody just posted is remarkable. And if you are still thinking of things that you've done really hard, throw them in the chats. This is purposeful. Throw them in the chats. If it's after we're talking, you are thinking of things that you have done hard. And if you haven't typed anything and put it in the chats, I urge you to do it. It's really easy to sit and think about, what we've done. It's another thing to profess it, on the typewriter and putting it out there. But kudos to all of you for doing hard things. Guys, this year has taught me a lot about myself, what I'm maybe good at, what I'm not good at. And it's reminded me yet again that I can do hard things. And you know what? You can do hard things too. You can do hard things. You can. I just witnessed 2 weeks ago, as you guys know, Odd giving birth in our home to Maverick. All natural, 22-hour labor. It was insane. And I'll just go ahead and say, from my perspective, I could have never done what she did. I mean, superwoman to the max. But this was something that she looked at and she said, I can do this. I can do this. And I'll be honest, when labor started, she looked at me and kind of broke for a second and said, James, I don't think I can do this. I really don't know if I can do this. How many of you guys, maybe this year, maybe when it comes to your Isagenix business or a relationship or your job, for a second, even a fleeting second, you maybe said to yourself, this is fully honest, you said, I can't do this. Maybe I can't do this. Anybody? Thank you. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you. Even if it's just for a second. That's really honest. Thank you guys for playing full out. She looked at me and she said, James, I don't know if I can do this. I said, hey, first off, you can do this. You 100% can do this. Not that this is any part of a comparison game, but if all of these other women in the world can do this, I know you can do this. So I got her back into this mindset. And then all we did from that point on was take it 1 minute at a time. 1 minute, one step, one contraction, one breath at a time. And this isn't something that I walked through personally, but it was very incredible to witness for myself because I got to witness somebody going through something incredibly hard and I got to support and encourage. But this wasn't my mountain to climb. It was hers. Right now in your life, you have mountains that you can climb. Here's my first tip for the day. If you're writing anything down, don't climb it alone. Don't go alone. If you are someone on this call right now that's saying, man, I feel a little run down. Maybe I'm feeling a little bit, not as hyped in the holidays as I wanted to. Maybe things aren't going as great as I wanted to right now. Do not isolate yourself. Do not let yourself do this alone. And Odd has professed many times, you guys can bear with me. I'm just going to parallel a lot of this call to what has just happened in my life most recently. So I hope that's okay with all of you. But she said, I never could have done this without the support of you, our midwife, and our doula. Never could have done that, ever. And I'm here to tell you, you can't do this alone. And you're not meant to do it alone. I'm not meant to do it alone. And so and this is where action comes in. If you feel that there is a mountain in front of you, find somebody to talk to about it. Just do it. Reach out. Say, hey, I have a mountain that I feel like I'm climbing. I'm doing some really hard things in my life. I'd love some accountability. I'd love some help. I'd love to be able to process this with you, run this by you, get some feedback, maybe hear about some things that you've done in your life that you've excelled in or maybe overcome, so I can glean some fruit from. Guys, it's something that's so simple, but right now more than ever, people are so isolated, so pulled apart, so disoriented that's just not something that people are actively doing, but that's so important. Don't climb the mountain alone. And so as she went about the day, there came points that, she thought it was going to be quicker than, she thought she wasn't thinking she was going to have a 22-hour labor. Okay. I know many moms that are on the line, you don't wish for a 22-hour labor. You wish for like a 6-hour labor, like, a 30-minute labor. I don't know, quick. And she got a 22-hour labor. And during this time period throughout the day, she had to manage expectations. She had to pivot. She had to work right here, because the reality of it was she was no less capable of completing the task before her, but what was about to beat her was her mind. And so the second thing, when it comes to climbing a mountain, if you're climbing, we can't always see the top, and we don't know often how long it takes us to get there. So the second thing is you've got to pivot and manage expectations as needed. So maybe right here and now, auditing your expectations and saying, okay, maybe I thought I was going to have a 3-hour labor. Maybe I thought I was going to have, be a 3-star golden circle in 3 months. Maybe I thought I was going to have, 15,000 people in my organization by 24 months. Just because you're not there right now does not in any way, shape, or form belittle, take away the reality that you are going to get there. It doesn't take away that at all. And in fact, what Aud has now seen in hindsight was that there was some incredible lessons that she was able to take, grow from, glean from, be pressed down, pressured in. And now, when you talk to her, she will literally say, I can do anything on this planet, because she endured and went through what she went through. See, if she went and had a 30-minute labor, she probably would not have this mindset and this fortification and this refinement that she has in her right now. But she does, because she was willing to go through it. And during that laboring process, she was auditing her expectations. She was saying, okay, maybe this is going to take me a couple hours. That's okay. You know what? We're going one step at a time. We can do this. I can get there. I can do this. I can do this. And it was that team around her that was helping profess and guard her mind. Listen, right now, during this time of year, I would highly encourage all of you to take a very close look, maybe even write down the 5 people in your life that you are spending the most time with or communicating with on a daily basis. Truly. Write their names down. You don't post it, or you don't have to text them and say, hey, I wrote your name down as somebody I've talked to the most. Okay, this is a personal activity. Write their name down. And then just take an inventory and say, is this a person that is pushing me higher? Is this a person that is at my level and just really living complacently? Or is this person actually kind of weighing me down? And when I leave their presence, I'm either filled with more toxic thoughts, I'm more stressed out, I'm more, I have more limiting beliefs about what I'm capable of, about how big I can dream with Isagenix or my life, and just audit them. Audit them. Because you are a direct product. You all know this, of what? 5 people you spend the most time with. And there's no way to get around that. And so as that went on, I really began to have this new appreciation for the word labor. Labor. I really did. There's a whole new meaning to it, and a whole new picture when it comes to this. But what, guys, 8 years in, 7 years in for me, almost in January, 7 years in, this has been the most fun, exciting, growing, challenging series of events in growing this business. And it has been a labor, kid you not. It has been. But this is part of the fun. This is what makes this whole process worth it. Because if you were just to come in here, and I want you to honestly think this, I want you to honestly consider this. If you were to come in here, come into Isagenix, you were handed all of the money and nothing about your mindset, your personal development, those you surround yourself with, or the way you see life or dream, none of that changed. You were just given money. Would you be better off than if you were given all of the personal development, all of the new ways of thinking, all of the enriched relationships, all of the new viewpoints and opportunity, and not that same amount of money? My notion is 100% not. I would absolutely take the personal development, the growth, the refinement in myself, rather than just foregoing all of that for the money. Now, I know where we can think very quickly. If I'm like, well, listen, I only got $300 in my bank account, I would absolutely take the money. But I want us to zoom back. I want us to zoom out right now. And I want you to think about this. You guys, we are a part of a company that is 18 years old and doing just under $1 billion in revenue. You take a company like Amway. Does anybody know how old Amway is? Comment in the chats. Anybody know how old Amway is? Anybody have any guesses? 60. Mom nailed it. 60 years old. You guys, Amway is 60 years old. Does anybody know how much they did this past year in revenue? $8.4 billion. You take somebody like Avon. The CEO of Avon started the company back in the 1800s, approximately 130 years ago. They're doing multiple billions a year. You take a company like Mary Kay. They're over 50 years old. Over 50 years old. And I think they did about $4 to $5 billion. All of these different companies that we are seeing, you guys, they have lived so much life. They have overcome so many challenges. They have pivoted in so many amazing ways in challenging times, maybe where they were like, you know what, this isn't what we necessarily planned. This isn't necessarily what we wrote out. I know that, Carrie and I have talked about a lot of different economic cycles that have happened throughout, his lifetime, well before mine, when people felt like things were just, not going to turn up. And well, lo and behold, they did. And they continued to rise. And those who had the mindset, the fortitude, the relationships to succeed, they did. And so I say all of this because here we are in a company that's 18 years old. We're a pup of a company. Yet we are positioned in such a remarkable way. We truly, truly are. With owners like Jim and Kathy, who have set out from the beginning to make the most astounding and standalone system of products that can, help somebody live their most optimal life. I believe we're one of the most heavily researched, scrutinized, and scientifically studied companies that there is. And all of us in this time frame have a spot on this train. You do. I do. And it's a binary, meaning there's unlimited depth. All of you guys know the compensation plan. There's unlimited depth we can all, benefit from. There's unlimited BV we can all, benefit from. We're not working a matrix. We're not working some unilevel where you have to build 27 out. And if somebody gets, more volume than you, then they disappear and come above you. It's a binary. It's beautiful. The simplicity of all this is amazing. And what I want to say is that during this time, specifically this next month, I believe, I've seen a huge, one of the lessons I've taken most seriously in my life is the way you end one season is the way you begin the next. And so that's the next point. If you're taking notes, the way you end one season is the way you begin the next. You guys, we're ending a season. Who's ready to end this season well? Come on, show me some hands. Who's ready to end this season well? Some of us are like, hey, you know what? We need to shed all of this negative stuff off. We need to shed this toxic thinking, this toxic talking and conversing off. We need to be done with it. We need to be rid of it. We need to stop talking diseases, sickness, all this stuff. And we just need to let it go and keep living our lives. You know why? Because there have been time after time throughout history where people have thought, this is it. This is when it ends. This is when everything is over. And guess what? It wasn't over. And you know who took on the next charge? Who created the next industries? Who were among those who became the next millionaires? Though they were those who said, I'm forging on. I'm not going to get distracted by all of this stuff, by all of the drama and issues of life. Yes, I care and have empathy for people, but at the end of the day, I'm responsible for my life. I'm responsible for my own economy. And guess what? My economy is growing. We're going up. And so as we conclude this holiday, we're going into the holiday season full of time with family and celebrating, being grateful, and probably reflecting on some challenging and painful times this year. I'm not negating that. I'm not belittling that, nor should you. But what do we do with that? What do you want to do with what 2020 has taught you? Because at some point, the conversation is going to have to change, right? When you have a breakup, when you have something go on, whether you're in middle school, high school, whatever, at some point, we've got to move on. We've got to keep living life, right? You guys agree with me? Now, I'm not saying to act like the discomfort's not there. I'm not saying act like it didn't happen, but I am saying to address it. I am saying go to work on what you need to address in your own heart and mind so that you can end this season well. Type in the chats if you are believing, you're preparing, and you are anticipating for 2021 to be a fresh start for you, to be a new coming, a coming into a new version of yourself. Because I don't know about you, I've learned a lot about myself this year that I don't want to take into 2021. I don't want to take some of the anxiety, some of the resentment, some of the stress, some of the, drama into 2021. I just don't. I love people. I want to continue to love people and help people as best I can, period. And we get to do that here with Isagenix. Not to mention that at New Year's kickoff, we're doing a whole overhaul, and you guys know what's coming, the product that's coming at New Year's kickoff, right? Collagen Elixir. Collagen Elixir is coming in January, and it is going to be, I believe, a renowned product that is going to set something and set really whoever wants it up for success for a whole new level in 2021 for your business. The back office is getting enhanced. Things are getting streamlined more than ever. I know there's been this process of, growing, evolving into Isagenix 2.0 amidst all of the things that have happened in 2020 already. But here we are in November 30th, about to go into the 12th, the final stretch of 2020. And guess what? It's still up to you. It's still up to me. We can go to bed tonight and we can have, 3 excuses of why we can't get up and get after it tomorrow. We could have 10 excuses of why we can't message that one person who we know would probably love to hear about the nutrition or love to hear about residual income. And we've just been too scared, or we've been, too fearful because of whatever. Guess what? It's still up to us. It's still up to us. And so with that, I want to plug you guys into one thing. There's when it comes to collagen, it's a new product. Okay, new product. I don't know a ton about. I'm learning very quickly about collagen, what it's all about, how it helps the body, how it's the glue to the body, all of that. And there's actually going to be a private Facebook group that I want all of you guys. I'm gonna do my best. I'll share it in Freedom Living Team Business after this call, where we're going to do Collagen University. We're going to have different people. Australia, New Zealand already have this product. There's tons of transformations and tons of information about this product. Also, Dr. Plant is going to be going live and doing different trainings within this group. It's going to be very, very private and only for those who really want to say, okay, I want to know about this product and how I can share it with those around me to help it take my business to the next level. So Collagen University is going to be happening in December so that when this thing launches in January, you can be fully equipped to say, this is what college it is. This is how ours is top of the line, all natural, the best of the best, and this is how it's going to benefit you. Guys, this is something that the company is working so hard to tee up. And so I'm really, really excited. I'll share that in FLT Business after this. But let's finish this month, year well. Think about going back to the call, back to the beginning. Think about the hard things that you've overcome. Think about it. It should in some way bring a little bit of a satisfaction to your face, right? To your heart. Like, man, I'm pretty freaking awesome. I overcame that. Like, I thought that was going to kill me. And I beat it. And I overcame it. And I squared off to it. And it's helped enhance all of these different areas of my life. Instead of resenting 2021 or 2020, why not embrace it and say, thank you for teaching me, and thank you for showing me things about myself that maybe needed to be refined and grown up. Because things don't have meaning intrinsically. Things only mean what we put to them, right? Things only mean whatever it is that we put to them. If somebody's shouting, I put meaning, oh, that person's really bad. If their team just scored a goal, that's inaccurate what I'm projecting on them to be shouting about. Does that make sense? I can change my meaning. We can change our meaning for what 2020 is and how it's been to us or about us. I'm still a firm believer 100% that life is happening for me, not to me. And I want you all to stand firm that life is happening for you right here and now. Believe that. Receive it. There are things that are happening beyond your control that are happening for you right now. They really, really are. But it's up to us to have the eyes, the ears to see it, and then to reach out and grab it. And so I know that this is a little bit different of a call. It's not necessarily getting into skills in business, but I think it's important. Because here we are, we're on the cusp of something great. Many of you are about to just pop into a whole new level of leadership. I see it, I know it, because you've been taught greatly. Life is the greatest teacher, is it not? And many of you have been great students. You've been learning, you've been saying, aha, I realized where I misstepped this year. I let this stuff get me down. I was too bummed out, and I was playing the victim too long. No more, I'm stepping up. I'm stepping up. I know that I can do this. I know that I can lead. I know that I can empower others, and I know that I can bring others with me. I see that happening on this team right now. I really do. And it's such an honor to get to watch, because not everybody in the world has those qualities. But the people that I'm looking at on this call, 100% do. You're overcomers. You're people that go after things. You're challengers. You're shakers. You're doers. You're those who have all done hard things. Everyone on this call has done hard things, and you've lived to see another day. This is it. You're going to the next level right here and now. I'm believing it with you. Next week is going to be an incredibly powerful call. We are going to have the one and only Patty Cepeda bringing it next week. If you do not know who Patty Cepeda is, let me just say, lock it in next week and be ready to be blown away. Pen and pencil in hand, or not pen and pencil, that would not make sense. Pen and paper in hand. She is obviously the wife of Herbie Cepeda, top income earners, and has 3 decades of experience in this, and is one of the greatest teachers, and somebody that I've learned more from than the entire industry of network marketing from this woman. So it's going to be phenomenal. I love you all so much. I'm excited for how this year is going to end. You are an overcomer. You can do hard things. Reach out to those people in your life. If you're feeling like you're climbing a mountain, do not do it alone. And tomorrow we got the holiday bundle launching. Everybody have an amazing night. This is going to be a great, great last month of the year. Let's finish this season well, and let's head into the next one strong. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you.